So this thing over my shoulder has to be one of the coolest lights I have come across yet. This is the Feelin Light Q1 from Robobloq, and they've reached out to me and asked me would I like to take a look at this on the channel. So let's check it out. Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video on Bite of Geek. Yes, today I am taking a look at this Feelin Light Q1 from Robobloq. They reached out to me recently and said would I like to take a look at this and maybe do a review on the channel. As always with these types of things, no money has passed hands on this, so this is my honest opinion of the product. But if you are interested in buying this after you've watched the review, there's some links down below in the description where you can get it from. So when Robobloq reached out, I must admit I'd never heard of them, so off I went to their website to go and have a look at the product range that they do, and I was genuinely surprised. I kind of wondered what they were asking me to review, really, because a lot of their product range seems to be STEAM based devices. So this is kind of like your science and technology products for children's education, so not STEM, which is probably what most people will be used to, but actually STEAM. And they've got a huge range of things that you can kind of like bolt together and do various bits for, and coding and all that kind of stuff. So this looks to be kind of like a bit of a new range of products that they're putting together. A line of products that they've got amongst everything else there. I wouldn't necessarily say this was just for kids, to be honest with you. I've had great fun with this, with some of the features, which I'll go through in this video. But obviously, kids are going to love this. I think, I really am impressed with this. So let's just have a quick look at what you get in the packaging. So, it's very smart looking packaging. It is quite impressive. When you open up the box, really good protection for the light inside, but you don't get an awful lot in there. So you get a USB-C cable, and then you get these 3 little discs in that bag as well. Now these are NFC tags, so make sure you don't throw those away, because you will need those if you want to do some of the extra functionality on the light. And then you get the light itself. So the light is a ring of LEDs. There's 96 LEDs on the ring, and that's all attached to this base, which has basically got all the smart gubbins inside of it and your power connectivity as well. So it's a fairly robust base, I would say. It's got some rubberized feet on the bottom, so it's not going to easily fall over. Most of the weight is in the bottom of the entire unit. So if anybody knocked a table or something like that it was on, it wouldn't just topple over. The only other thing that you get there is you get an instruction sheet, and it is a sheet. There's kind of like one side of it. It's really basic. It kind of just gives you the overview of what the different functions are on the actual base itself. So there's lots of different bits on that. I think that's probably one area straight out of the box, as it were, where Robobloq could probably improve things a little bit. So as I mentioned earlier, it's got a ring of 96 LEDs on it, so you get your 16 million colours there, and that sits on top of this black base that you've got. Now that base, as I mentioned, it kind of houses all the extra bits of functionality there. So you've got an NFC reader in it, and that's what you use the little NFC tags for. I'll explain those in a second. You've also got presence detection in there. You've got a microphone in it as well. It has ESP32, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth as well. There's an infrared sensor on there as well. So they packed an awful lot into that tiny base that the light stands on. On the packaging, the Feelin Light Q1 is labelled as a DIY smart mood light robot. I'm not sure where the DIY comes in, or the robot for that matter. So basically, I think you could take this as being a smart mood light. Now, compared to some other lights that I've previously looked at on the channel, this is a lot more advanced than those, which really does make it quite nice and smart, really, from that point of view. Setting it up is a pretty straightforward process. So, you download the Qverse app. I did this on an Android phone. Once you've got that installed, you just obviously switch on your light, and you get the option really if you want to connect via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. You can in effect have it connect by both if you want to, but the setup, you just go through the options, put in your Wi-Fi credentials, like all smart devices, and when it's done, you get this green ring come up, and you get a couple of beeps, and away you go. So a really straightforward process. Bonus points, and well done, Robobloq, for not asking me for an account in order to go through this process. So I've been using this. I've not set up any kind of account at all. I can't even find anything in the app, even under kind of like the profile section that says, create an account. So, you really can use this without having to hand over email addresses or mobile phone numbers or anything like that. So once you're set up, well, the app's got a great set of features. So you've got your standard kind of like static colors that you've got there. You've got brightness adjustment and all that kind of stuff. You can have it dim or increase the brightness depending upon kind of like the light sensitivity, but you also can do your animated colors as well. So you've got a whole range of different effects there that you can choose from. Just a few here you can see in the background as they go on. So when I did set this up, it did need a firmware update, and after that it added even more effects onto the light. So if you're getting one of these, definitely do the firmware update. So as well as your static and animated colors, you've also got what are known as scenarios. Now this one at the moment is a clock, so really good if you want to get rid of a clock in the bedroom and stick something like this there. But whilst kind of like recording this video, what I've actually noticed with this is when it gets down to the hour on the clock, it actually makes kind of like a chime through the buzzer in the base unit. So you've got to be around to be able to hear it, but obviously really, really well thought out from that point of view. So there's quite a few of these different scenarios that are there. This particular one here, this is noise detection. This is fantastic when you've got music blaring through speakers that are relatively close by. They don't have to be sitting on top of it, but it really is good. You've got things like sleep lights here as well, so you can set a timer and have it gradually dim the light, so useful for sleep. You've got ones for waking up in the morning. There's a number of them that are there. You've also got the option to go and put in your own customized one as well. Now this is a little bit weak. I feel there really isn't a huge amount of flexibility there. I think Robobloq, if you're watching this video, I think you need to just improve that a little bit more. You can kind of like define buttons to turn it on and off. You can have it play a sound. So there was only one particular sound, which was I think it was Happy Birthday, something like that. But I'd really like to see that maybe in a new version of the application or something like that. It really needs to be expanding, because that has great potential, I think, given what else you can do with the light. So I mentioned that you get some NFC tags included with the light. So you get 3 of them. They've all got numbers on the front. And the idea behind these is that you can assign different modes for the light to these tags. So if you wanted the clock effect, for example, to be on tag number 1, you can just go and do that. Maybe you want the sound activated like this one is at the moment. You can go and assign that to a tag as well. And all you do is you just go and put the NFC tag against the base on the light, and it will change the mode for you. There you go, as simple as that. So really rather clever functionality to have on a light. Bit of a party trick, I'd say, but nice idea anyway. So whilst the Q1's got an Android and an iOS app for the light, it doesn't have any kind of smart speaker integration. There's nothing on the packaging, there's nothing on the website. I couldn't find a skill for Alexa or anything like that. And I think that's a real shame. I think that's something Robobloq is missing out on here. I think you know, the ability to just say, you know, that you want to go and change the light, change the color, or change the mode would be just, yeah, so many people are going to want that. You know, this is such a nice light, you know, great to have. You know, if you wanted this on a background or something like that in a room, you know, you don't really want to be getting up or using the app all the time to go and change one of the modes. So I think, you know, again, Robobloq, you know, if you're watching this video, that would be one of my suggestions, you know, is to try and get some kind of, you know, integration with smart speakers. So if you've been following the channel at all, you'll have seen over the last 12 months I've been dabbling with Home Assistant, and I was keen to see whether I could get this working in Home Assistant, to be honest. You know, it's a BLE device, and you know, Home Assistant has recently added Bluetooth support, but unfortunately, you know, even though all the clever bits that are inside this, I couldn't get this to work. Admittedly, my knowledge around the Bluetooth integrations is a you know, not that great. I'm sure there's people who are far more knowledgeable than me on that side of things that might be able to get this to work, but it just feels like such a hackable light that I'm sure somebody would be able to do something relatively quickly with this. It would be great if this was in Home Assistant, you know, along with the smart speaker integration. I think, you know, Robobloq, you know, if they had any kind of APIs or anything they could expose for this, I think, you know, this would be a great thing to have. So what is my final thoughts on this mood light from Robobloq? Well, you know, it's, you know, if you take its basic functionality, the mood light aspect of things, it's really, really nice mood light. You know, it isn't going to light up the entire room. It'd be nice in a corner of a room, or you know, maybe kind of like on a bookshelf or something like that. It looks really, really nice from that point of view. I think then when you add on all the other bits and bobs that it's got, the sound activation, the NFC tags, all the RGB, all that kind of stuff, you know, that's what makes this really, really special. And you know, that's stuff I just really haven't seen from other manufacturers in any of their kind of lights as well. Obviously the really good functionality in the app as well. I think there's some really good thought out things there with regards to the scenarios. Just needs expanding a little bit more. You know, don't give up on that now, Robobloq. You know, keep on building upon that, because I think that's a really good thing that you've got there. You know, keep on giving more functionality in that bit. The glaring oversight for me on this is the smart speaker integration and the lack of it. You know, I think they need to do something about that, because that will make this blow other mood lights away. You know, the other mood lights have that level of integration, so you know, you need to get that in with this this light, and I think it would be, you know, it would be a 10 out of 10 from that point of view. But you know, as it is, you know, it's really, really good. It's really clever, some of the stuff that's on there. As I say, you know, if you're interested in this, there are links down below in the description where you can buy it from. Let me know your thoughts though. You know, is this something you would have? You know, is this a kid's toy? Would you leave it to the kids, or you know, the grown-ups that watch this channel? You know, do you want one of these on your desk? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.